Alright, so this is Friday. I'm playing Spider-Man Separation Anxiety. I never played so many Super Nintendo games during my channel before, because I played the other two. And you know what? Since today's Friday and I release my videos daily on 10 a.m., except for Sundays, I actually got tickets. Well, I should be in the movie theater right now. The movie should be starting because I actually got my tickets on Spider Monday on November 29th, right? Just for December 17th at 10 a.m. And right now, just me and my wife watching this movie first. And I also got tickets so I can take my kids to see the movie tomorrow at 10 a.m. also. Because, you know, 10 a.m. is early bird pricing, right? So, you know, it's the cheapest way possible. So that way I just want to get more food. Like, save a few bucks, you could buy half a bag of popcorn, or maybe 1/3, depending on where you're from. Okay, now I'm hoping this is another beat 'em up. Oh shoot, look at that. What? You can be Venom? Oh, awesome. This is Separation Anxiety, so it's another Carnage game. Alright. This gotta be a beat 'em up, right? Awesome. Okay, good. Looks like the other game, like I'm starting, like look like they just redid it a little bit, right? Oh shoot, look at that. I want to assume that I'm strong because I'm Venom, right? Okay, not bad. So, what I want to talk about today is, I want to say DKO87. He was talking about, well, I brought up the fact that, you know, he loved Dragon Warrior. Wait, is this, oh, okay. And I was thinking about what he said, like, I do remember playing this game, but I wouldn't say that I wasn't into RPGs, right? Because I am. But then, you know, now that I'm an adult, I don't have time for RPGs. But when I was a kid, I did. Because I talk about Breath of Fire, you know, Final Fantasy things and games like that. But there's no way that anybody could have played all the RPGs. Just because you have to own it. You know, I don't have a massive Nintendo collection library. I mean, I don't know who does. Like I mentioned before, I have like 12 games, right? And he brought up that he was helping his grandmother, you know, in her garden and such, to, you know, to get money. And I guess, you know, he could give away his age by saying that, you know, the video game crash of the mid-early 80s, and he was able to buy 4 Atari games for 20 bucks, and I thought that was pretty awesome. You know, 4 games for 20 bucks? The only way that I get that right now is through GameStop when I was collecting for the Wii U. There was something like anything that was like, you know, $9.99 or below, right? Like 4 for 20 bucks, then that was like, it's probably not the same feeling. It's just cool to buy any 4 copies for $20. That led me to think, like, you know, back then, right? We had to do chores and things, you know, I had to vacuum the whole house for my mother just to get, like, you know, maybe 10 bucks for the month. And we had to, you know, if you wanted a game, you gotta save that money. Now you come to the decision of like, well, do I want to save up to buy one game, or do I want to use that money to rent the game, right? And now that giving us some thought and process the math, by the time, like, no matter how many times you rent it, right, because you want to finish or beat the game, you can have bought the game. You know, these are the financial decisions that we have to make when we were kids. So what does this do? Oh shoot, okay, I forgot what, do I have a kick button? Holy crap. You know, I don't see, oh, that's my life bar. Wait, is it my life bar? I have no idea. Or is it their life bar? I guess they don't have a life bar, they just die whenever they feel like it. You know, don't you agree? Like, you have to make that decision. Now that I'm thinking about it now, these are basically the same people. Oh, they can block. These were the boss from the last game I just played yesterday. Why don't I just do that all the time? You know, my friend Shane with the other channel, right? You know, that's the kind of decision he made. You know, he was recently playing Platoon, and I don't think that he said he owned it, right? He remember, like, or maybe that game or whatever, it doesn't matter. He used to rent, you know, games all the time because, you know, he enjoyed playing. It could be G.I. Joe or whatever. And ooh, I always thought about that. I remember renting games because you can't buy them, right? Just so with that you could get at least you play them. I guess that was the only one way back then. You rent the game before you decide to buy it. Oh, that's got to be my life. The red. Yep. What? You have one life? Well, I guess I could play Spider-Man now. 2-player game must be both Spider-Man and Venom. I would assume player 1 is Spider-Man and player 2 is Venom. They're not gonna do that thing where it's like different colors of both Spider-Man. Although this way makes it look like player 2 is Spider-Man. Oh, this is block. I cannot grab people. So what did you guys do most? Like, did you rent the game first a lot, or? Oh, that's work. Right, I didn't even get to the boss. Now, one of the funny thing is, I could talk about something else, the game rental thing, right? So, on the Super Nintendo, during the Super Nintendo era, I was able to go to Hong Kong back in 1994. For those of you wondering, I'm 42. 1994. And at that time, Chinese people like to bootleg stuff, right? I'm Chinese also. So in Hong Kong, because I'm going back to the homeland, they made a thing called the Game Doctor. I have one of those. Well, I used to. I don't know where it is now. I probably got rid of it. And what it is that you can copy Super Nintendo games onto floppy disks. How it works is each disc is equivalent to I want to say 8 bits. Because some games are 8 bits, so some Super Nintendo games are 4 bits, right? And so how big of a game is determining how much, that's how I did the math. Like Super Street Fighter 2, you need to load in 4 floppy disks. Oh, I'm about to die. Oh, I have 3 lives, not just 1. I see. Floppy disk. And what I do is like games like this, me and one of my friends, he's also from Hong Kong, right? We found each other in Texas. Actually, there's quite a bit few of us that I met in my school in Texas that was from Hong Kong. There was like 4 of us, so we were perfect for 4-player games. But anyway, I got a Game Doctor, right? Because my parents thought it was a good investment, right? You rent games, you don't have to buy them. All you have to do is buy floppy disks. So we would go to Blockbusters all the time just to rent games so I can copy them on floppy disks. This is a long time ago now. I don't know if I get trouble in doing that anyway. That was back in '94. I don't have any of those disks. I used to get one of those thick, like storage things for floppy disk. I had so many Super Nintendo games. I think that's one of the reasons why I love that system so much, just because of that. And now if I was go back to my 14-year-old self, hey, you could do this with emulation. It would blow my mind. Even though there was emulation back at that era. I remember playing Simpsons, the arcade games on the computer, with a keyboard. But that was really fun. All I had to do is spend like my money, renting games, right? And buying floppy disks. I think that's one reason, I was able to play so many Super Nintendo games and beat them. Because when I talk about Breath of Fire, I didn't own that game. I have it on floppy. And I think the other one, because the Game Doctor 3, is the Super UFO. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with this guy named Metal Jesus, right? I do like him a lot because he's so mellow. I think it's just because he's in the state of Washington, right? And Seattle is green. Or not just Seattle, Washington is green. It's a green state. Holy crap. I love these beat 'em ups. The best way is to throw these characters to cost more life. Cost more life for them. Yeah, Super UFO and Game Doctor 3. You know what? I could probably try to get my hands on a Game Doctor. Because my cousin in New York, we went to Hong Kong, like multiple family of us going to New York, Hong Kong at the same time, so he bought one. And it's really funny, before we even got the collection of our games, right? you know, before we rent them ourselves. Hong Kong, they have a little gameplays. You know, it's not like a GameStop. They just either service your systems or they copy games for you. And when you have, you go to a country like that, when you get a game, dude, it's like a couple of dollars. I just realized I've been talking for a long time and I'm out of my time, so I'll see you guys on the next one.